Well, the Chicago Fire is started to get their acts together because today they have just announced Raphael Wicky as their new manager of the Chicago Fire. And for those of you that don't know who exactly Raphael Wicky is, he's relatively a young Swiss manager, I believe only 42 years old, and he was recently the US U17 head coach and actually led the U17 team to a relatively successful campaign in the World Cup and in the CONCACAF campaign. But other than his one season with the U17 team, he's been a youth head coach for most of the time, doing his early youth managerial career. He's been a youth manager for a couple of Swiss teams before becoming a youth manager for FC Basel back in the 2015 and 16 season, and he actually got promoted to the senior role. And he was also during his time when he was at Basel, Greg Hitz was actually the sporting director there at FC Basel before he come to the Chicago Fire. And that I feel like this is another classic example of when a sporting director decides to go to another team, that other team that he goes to need a head coach. He basically decided to just ring up his former employee and a guy that he knows from his old job that managed that team, and that is exactly what this is when he basically decided to call up Raphael Wicky and decided that, I have come to MLS to become a sporting director. How about you come to MLS too and help me coach this team? Which today Raphael Wicky clearly say yes. And, other than his time at FC Basel and doing his only season at FC Basel as a senior head coach, he was relatively successful. I mean, he got that team to the Champions League round of 16, got that team finished second in the Swiss League. So I think since Hitz sees that as kind of some good success, maybe it can potentially translate once he come into MLS. Although I will say this, anytime when you have a foreign-born manager, and especially a young foreign-born manager coaching in MLS for the first time ever, it could definitely be a hit and miss, and that sometimes it can work pretty well, and sometimes it could just go terribly wrong. And I think Raphael Wicky, when you look at the situation that he is trying to get the Chicago Fire to try to get them to success, it's definitely not going to be easy. I mean, when you look at this current roster for the Fire, it is very depleted, and that they lost so many guys during last season, and also so in the early part of this offseason when they announced their end of season roster move. And I think maybe what I'm thinking is that now that the Chicago Fire has got their head coach and got their sporting director, and that they're started to kind of accelerating this process of them getting into a new era that they kind of started when they decided to be took over by a new owner last season, that this will also begin the process of where they finally started to get some guys that can basically come to the team and fit in the Wiki system. But yeah, we shall see how well he's going to do in his first season. And if you're a Chicago Fire fan, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this hiring? Do you like this hiring? Do you not like this hiring? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time.